Today, we're gonna lift in a commercial gym. But I'm hungry, so you already know we gotta eat first. Which brings me to today's nutrition tip of the day. It's okay to have a refeed, a day where you intake more calories than usual. The great thing about the human body is that it adapts so quickly. Just because you have one day where you eat 20 to 30% more calories than you normally do doesn't mean it's the end for your fitness goals. In fact, it might be better if you do that because mentally it gives you alleviation from the burden of trying to stick to a strict diet. Now, I don't normally stick to a strict diet. I normally am pretty active in the gym, so that allows me to eat more calories than a normal person. But one thing that I definitely do is track my body weight on a daily basis. I don't allow myself to get over a certain body weight. Otherwise, whatever I do in the gym just doesn't count because that's just a different person. That's not the weight class that I'm competing in. So, I'm gonna meet my dad up right now at the buffet and we're just gonna throw down. I'm here in the commercial gym. I'm not gonna lie, after that buffet, I fell right asleep. But we're about to kill it. I just gotta wait for a squat rack. Okay, so we finally find a platform. Now I can tell you why you shouldn't do Olympic weightlifting in a commercial gym as you watch me do Olympic weightlifting in a commercial gym. I've been doing Olympic weightlifting for over a decade now. My first senior nationals was in 2004 in Salt Lake City, which was a very fun time. I tell you this because the majority of my weightlifting training has been done in commercial gyms. But if I could do it over again, I would immediately find a coach and train in a weightlifting gym. I get it. I get why you currently lift in a commercial gym. The membership is cheap, the location is probably convenient for you, and you have access to extra amenities like the sauna, hot tub, and fancy exercise equipment. Even with all those benefits, if you're gonna train Olympic weightlifting seriously, there's still no way to replicate an in-person experienced weightlifting coach. It's so much better to have a live weightlifting coach in front of you with immediate feedback and technical cueing. In addition, it's even better to have supportive teammates that want to see you grow. But hey, maybe there isn't a weightlifting gym in your area. If there's a CrossFit gym, I'm gonna say it now. It's better to lift out of a CrossFit gym than it is a commercial gym. The culture is just better and people will understand what you're doing. But let's just say there isn't a weightlifting gym, there isn't a CrossFit gym, and you don't have your own equipment, so you have to lift out of a commercial gym. This has been my experience in commercial gyms over the last decade. Number one, the general public doesn't understand weightlifting. You will get weird looks when you drop a barbell from overhead. If you are serious about weightlifting, you're gonna wanna push your limits and attempt weights that you might miss. This is something that is very common in weightlifting. When I lifted in commercial gyms, I didn't miss lifts very often. In fact, I would be ashamed if I missed lifts because I didn't want the general public to think that I was doing something dangerous. I just didn't want to shed a bad light on the sport by missing weights or being loud or dramatic. When I'm in an actual Olympic weightlifting gym, I can drop all the barbells I want. Be loud, grunt, scream, it doesn't matter. I am not worried about going for heavy attempts in a weightlifting gym. That's what you're supposed to do. The culture is just different. I can definitely argue the point that if you are weightlifting in a commercial gym, you might be hesitant to even put heavy weights on the bar. And if you are not training at a certain intensity, you might not even be receiving the right amount of stimulus for you to even make progress. Going back to the fact that people will give you weird looks when you drop barbells from overhead, people just don't like loud sounds in commercial gyms. It doesn't matter if it's an Olympic weightlifting bar with bumper plates and even a platform. People will still get upset when you drop weights. I have gotten into so many verbal altercations with gym members and employees regarding dropping weights. On one occasion, I almost got into a physical altercation. So I have just come to the conclusion that people don't like loud sounds in commercial gyms. If you're worried about getting kicked out of the gym, then guess what you have to do? Use lighter weights. This will be one of the arguments that someone will use when they confront you in the gym. You shouldn't be using weights that you can't control. And I will always reply with, you try to bring down 300 pounds from overhead nice and gently. So that's number one. Number 2, there's no weightlifting etiquette in commercial gyms, and you can't have an expectation for people to have etiquette. I mean, what are you gonna do? Yell at every grandma and grandpa that walks in front of you when you're setting up for a heavy lift? I mean, you don't know what you don't know. So you just have to ignore all the people that walk in front of you. Some people might step on your platform. Some people might walk over your barbell. Some people are going to talk your ear off while you're trying to focus on your training. Number 3, the barbells are not maintained. Some of the bars don't spin well. Some of the bars don't spin at all. Some of them are bent. And if there is a good bar, someone else is using it to do curls in the squat rack. Seriously, once you find the good barbell, then you have to wait for a squat rack. And if you get a squat rack, then you have to fight off all of the people that are going to ask you, how many sets do you have left? Don't even get me started on trying to find the 2.5 pound plates. There just aren't any. And that's the life you have to live if you're lifting out of a commercial gym. And also, these gyms are crowded nowadays. I don't really know when going to the gym became mainstream or cool. It wasn't always like that. So my point is, if you have a weightlifting gym close to you with a good coach, it's a no-brainer. Go there. So I see you made it to the end of the video and you're not subscribed. Interesting. Whatever, click on one of these videos. Just do it. Do it. Come on. Come on.